tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
There it is. There it is, guys. Welcome. Welcome to the Law & Order Special Victims Unit AFTERBUZZ After Show. I don't know what this voice is. I'm your host, Yael Tygiel.
Late night talk.
It's late night talk on SVU. I'm here with Roya, Taheri.
Hello, everybody. I was yelled at not to wear my sunglasses, so you can blame Yael for that.
Yep.
She gave me dirty, dirty looks. It's the monkey! Sorry, Steven was pointing at me.
Great.
Yay!
We got Steven and Nando in the booth, making faces, pointing at us.
Yeah.
Great. Guys, we're talking about Holden's Manifesto, which I'm going to say it before we even begin. It was too soon for this story. But before we get into it, is that your reminder that we need to give a warning?
No, that's me saying
You
want to disagree. We are going to have a debate. It's a friendly debate.
It's a friendly debate. We'll get into it. So before we talk about Holden's Manifesto, I want to remind everybody we're talking about really depraved, terrible topics.
Yes.
And so sometimes to get through it, to discuss it, sometimes you have to make light of it because otherwise the world is a really sad, terrible place. So please be warned.
We don't mean any harm.
Yeah, we don't mean any harm. We don't condone anything that happened, and we don't mean to offend anybody. And on that note, if you were assaulted or a victim of assault or any of that, we have a hotline for you.
Yes,
Roya?
it is 1-800-656-HOPE. That's HOPE. Again, that's 1-800-656-HOPE.
Awesome. Let's get into the not Roger Elliot Roger story, the Holden March story. Okay.
We said we're going to wait, right, to debate it?
All right. Yes. So real quick, the story, because we have more to talk about than just the story. We meet some victims. Well, first we meet Holden March, who is creepy as F.
Can we just give I know we shouldn't applaud his acting because of who he's portraying.
Right. No, yes. That actor played...
He's not going to be able to be anyone else. He's not going to be the romantic in a drama anymore.
You know what? I was thinking about that as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how SVU has launched so many careers. So many actors have played rapists and creepy... I mean, the guy... Chad Lowe, who plays Arya's father on Pretty Little Liars, played a child molester rapist who murders his mother because she used to touch him in an episode of SVU back in the day.
Yeah, and the guy from Seventh Heaven who molested children. Oh, wait a second. That's real life. That wasn't too soon.
Too soon, especially because we have an update in the news, so stick around. No, but people on SVU, especially the ones who play the grossest rapists and whatever, they go on to do amazing. I mean, look at Lewis, who's porn stash on Orange is the New Black.
But now he's the same kind of character, the evil.
I would not say that porn stash and Lewis are the same at all.
They're similar.
They're bad guys.
I remember when he was on that one episode before he was trying to get this child back, and he was a good guy, but it just didn't work.
Right.
Even though it was done before, it didn't work for me. Seeing it as a repeat.
All right, so let's talk about Holden. Sorry. So we eventually have about 2.5 victims. We have more after. Hey, so much happened. Okay, so we meet this creepy kid, creepy effer named Holden, who leaves makes these videos and attacks women that don't know who he is, and he stabs them and counts as he's stabbing, and then tries to rape them but doesn't know what he's doing. The first victim, she says that he kind of grabbed at her but didn't know what to do. The second victim was like, no, I pushed him off because he clearly didn't know what he was up to. Stabbed her 15 times. And then we discover who this Holden is. And I'm literally cutting the story into 2 sentences. And Holden, we find out, is attacking women who have rejected him. and he eventually goes to the teacher he was in love with. Her husband takes him and some kids hostage.
No, he doesn't take him hostage.
No,
he shoots him.
Takes the kids hostage. Thank you.
Which I don't think he was a likable guy, because even the principal didn't really care that he was shot. She was like, oh, man, he's on the ground. This is a big mess. Like, that's how she looked at the situation. Not, someone has your students and has a gun. Honestly, and probably a bunch of ammo.
We just wanted to get to that part. I think they told her, like, we don't have time for you.
Still, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Show some compassion. Your coworker was just shot, point blank. Yeah. He was teaching flute lessons. He was a flutesy. Mm-hmm. Sorry, go ahead.
So we're with Holden and some students who are hostage, and then Rollins.
You count his the neighbor?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He kills his neighbor. I'm cutting through it because I want to talk about the truth as opposed to the episode.
Yeah, but we should still give the episode. Come on.
Here's
Can't cut corners.
I'm sorry. I'm so frustrated.
The neighbor was a huge thing. That's a lesson learned.
Yeah.
If you ever have sex with someone and you handcuff them and someone knocks on your door, be sure to uncuff them too, so that way they can save you and they're not just stuck there.
That's the lesson you want to take from this?
Yes.
Lesson for our audience.
Yes.
When you're
from
involved,
that part.
Yeah, when you're involved in any sort of S&M or BDSM activity, remember that if there's a knock at the door, please untie your sub.
Be safe on so many levels, okay?
Yeah, is that what you wanted?
Yes, it's really important. It was a topic.
It was a topic.
Okay, because that guy could have easily saved his girlfriend.
All right, so we meet Gigi. She's the first victim. They went together. They knew each other when she was 11 at camp. We have a second victim, Haley, who was 15, and they were in high school together, but he was friends with her little brother. Then we have Yael, who was a waitress almost 2 years ago at the restaurant that he worked at, which is how they connect the crimes to Holden. He was a busboy who was fired for accidentally, air quotes, pouring water in the lap of some guy who was making out with his girl on Valentine's Day. And then we have Leah, the neighbor, and her boyfriend.
Yeah, and this is when Benson tries to confront him.
Yeah, so Benson and Amaro try to confront him.
Another topic.
Girl, calm down. Benson and Amaro try to confront him, and we see him in control, knowing his rights, knowing the law, and being kind of smart. In that he whips out his phone, starts making this creepy ass video, and a crowd forms
very quickly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there are cops and a guy with a video camera. A crowd's gonna form.
It's a cell phone, though.
His cell phone's broken, according to his mom.
His mom had issues.
Oh my goodness, his poor parents. And that is another thing that connects to the Elliot Rodgers story. His parents are like, they're aware that something's wrong with him. They know it. He's in therapy. He's supposed to be on medication. They put surveillance on his residence. He's a bike messenger, and he doesn't come home. We later find out that he's at the school. They go to the school with a teacher that he has a crush on because they get the list from his 100-and-something page manifesto. They find the weapons that he's stockpiled, and then they find the dead neighbors. Yes.
Well, what I really liked was a little bit tie of Catcher in the Rye, a little bit, with the fact that his name's Holden, and that he wanted to be a writer, but then something happened with the writer teacher that made him not want to become a writer.
She got married.
Right, no, I understand, but I just like that little subtle, like, let's throw some American literature in there and see if people get the reference. No?
All right.
No?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll take it. So
better, because I'm giving it.
Yeah. So they find while they're in his house, they find a video of him over Leah, the neighbor's body, talking about how he's going to exact his revenge on all the women who rejected him. We then have his hit list. His parents look through the hit list, identify the teacher. They go to the teacher's school, who used to be Miss Avens and now is Miss Sicourt. I don't know what I wrote. She's got a difficult name because she married some guy with a difficult name.
She's a widow now.
Yeah, now she's a widow. We meet her husband. Oh, he's dead. And then we get to are you happy? Now we get to the hostages. Rollins and Nick go in. Well, we still have the whole Peter Gallagher and Benson baby thing.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Okay.
So we meet Jeff, her husband, in a pool of blood.
I was going to say, we never really got to meet Jeff.
We meet him.
We didn't know what his favorite color was. It might be red, but it's not good anymore.
So anyway, we are in this hostage situation. Rollins becomes a hostage, and she starts to connect with Holden because she's read the manifesto, and she smoothly manipulates the situation, very smoothly. And Nick is clearly...
I don't understand why Nick thought he could get to him, unless they were playing off of each other, knowing that she would have a better chance.
I don't think he did. I think he thought that he was going to be able to handle it. And this kid, Holden, was like, no, you are the problem.
Yeah.
Guys like you. And so they handcuff him, which is great. Eventually the hostages come out.
Handcuffed number 2.
Yeah. Well, the first one weren't handcuffs. They were
handcuffs.
They were handcuffs. They weren't.
They were furry handcuffs.
Oh, I was watching something else that I mixed up.
Gotham?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, no, it was Lacy Black.
Yeah.
Oh, no, my
those
bad.
came untied, remember?
Yeah, that's why I was...
Different show.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
Still, they learned from Law and Order, though.
She untied them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Holden is flirting with Amanda. Amanda gets him to trust her.
Do you call that flirting?
He was getting into it because she was really good at what she was doing. She connected with him. She said, I want to...
I'm not one of those girls.
Yeah.
I'm a woman.
I want to give you a kiss. You don't call that flirting?
Well, from her, yes.
Yeah.
But with him, no.
Okay. I see.
I honestly, in that moment, I felt for him.
Yeah.
The way he was actually interested, and he was about to be... Well, obviously, he didn't know a bullet was coming for him, but still, he was, again, manipulated in the sense where what he was saying about how women...
I'm afraid of where your sentence is going.
I'm just saying, in that moment, where it looked like Rollins was able to get
seduce him.
Yes, well, to put his guard down.
Yeah.
It seemed like he... I don't know where I'm going with this. It doesn't
scares
sound
me.
good.
No.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you continue.
Okay. So he gets shot.
It's because he's never kissed anybody. And I was like, oh, he's 20-something.
He's 23. He gets shot. He dies.
These women don't understand.
Stop it. It is kind of Shatner-esque.
Shatter and walking, Christopher Walken.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Nick comes on in. Rollins is on the ground with half her face covered in blood.
Oh, God.
Nick is like, I got you. And she's like, get away from me.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Nick and Rollins. They basically admit to Holden that they're doing it.
Yeah.
They don't deny it.
But I guarantee if that was Benson and Nick, he would have called her out on that too. But because she's not a pretty blonde, she wasn't in that situation.
Right. But I think it was very clear to everyone, including the suspect this week, that they've been banging for a bit.
Yeah, they really need to get some water pictures poured on them. Maybe they were the ones.
Yeah, maybe they were the ones.
On Valentine's Day.
Well, I love that Finn is there when she pushes him away. And I'm like, Finn knows now. This better be brought up.
You think Finn knows?
I think Finn...
Well, Finn knows a lot about her, but he just doesn't say anything because he knows she will come to him if she needs to.
Yeah.
And she knows she can trust him.
Because they're partners.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh. Anyway, sorry. I just want the Amaro and Rollins thing to be exposed and out in the open and deal with it and move on. That's what I want.
Do you want their relationship to end?
Yes.
Or do you want it to grow and become something?
I want it to end.
You're just jealous because Stabler and Benson didn't get their action.
Exactly. It's because it's 100%. Because if Stabler and Benson are going to be together, I don't want anyone else to be happy.
Stabler's marriage didn't end like Amaro's did.
Whatever. I'm not okay with this.
I honestly, I would like to see them actually grow as a relationship, even if they're just not official. Like, I want tragic to happen where they're like, I love you, and they try and protect each other, but then it doesn't happen.
I feel like
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like we're being with that, based on what you're saying, I feel like we're being forced to make them our new Stabler and Benson because of how far we are in the show, how we're in season 16, and that people have been trying to leave. I think that that's where I'm afraid it's trying to go. I think we're all...
Which is why I think she was such a huge part in this episode, was to show that she can take on that role that Benson used to be for us.
Benson used to always be the one who went in with the hostages.
Exactly, and could get intimate with them and be relatable.
Yeah, well, I want to talk about Benson a bit, and her baby.
This baby's just getting in the way.
Yeah, so apparently, let's real quick about Noah.
Yes.
Ugh. Okay, so... Noah's in the hospital.
It's like it's Ebola or something.
So Noah's in the hospital. I feel bad because I'm not saying the baby is at fault or anything, It's an innocent child.
Yes.
Whatever. The baby
Can we make a little side note that you are not a big fan of children?
Let's not make that side note. I work with kids. So the baby is in the hospital. Lucy's watching him. Sorry, Lucy, the babysitter's watching him. Benson asks Nick to have his mother come watch.
To relieve her.
To relieve Lucy. Apparently...
She's a baby. She's a family friend, which is weird.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, that's weird.
That was a little like...
Like, when did that happen?
Yeah.
But apparently Noah has some old rib fractures that have healed, but is now having lung issues because he had such a crazy beginning of his life.
So I was waiting for you to explain that because I wasn't really sure when I was watching. I'm like, wait, is a babysitter beating Noah and we just don't know? Because she really protected the child.
So they say that what the doctors were saying was that because the baby came from an effed up life before it went into foster care, and no one really knows what happens there. It's a baby, and apparently babies in foster care are not taken care of properly. And as we recall, baby Noah was moved house to house, which is why it ended up with Benson. So there are all these issues going on, all these complications. Meanwhile, we're dealing with Holden March, and Benson can't be at the hospital. So we meet her caseworker.
What do you think of that, though?
What, that
she's trying to juggle both parenting and work.
I think we've had 16 seasons that have told us that Benson cannot have kids. She doesn't have the time and effort to put into this baby. And I think that she cares too much about other people's lives and children and families. And that's okay. I'm not saying that's bad. I think it's great that she is too invested in, dealing with and helping the victims, that she doesn't actually have the time that she can be with baby Noah. And we see that in this episode. We see the case agent say to her, like, you were not here. Your baby is in the hospital. You're not here. So I don't want to get into my predictions.
Yeah.
But she's going to lose the baby. So.
Oh. Really? Okay. Yeah. That was not my prediction.
Anyway.
So I just want to make that clear.
Yeah. Anyway. Or we'll get into it later.
Wait, define lose.
I think it's going to be taken away from her.
Okay.
What'd you think?
I don't know. With you, Yael, I don't know.
Fair enough. We meet Peter Gallagher's character. Yay!
Yay! You guys tricked me.
What? Who
tricked me?
What did I say?
I thought you said he was going to be the new captain.
No, he's Deputy Chief Dods.
I thought he was a captain, so I was
He's
really
Deputy
confused.
Chief. And he's kind of a bad guy.
I like him.
He was kind of a jerk. I mean, we are dealing with craziness. We are dealing with Holden March.
I think he was in the right, though, to be yelling at Benson and be like, what's going on? Why didn't you guys apprehend him when you had the opportunity? Just because of I get PR has been an issue, but if it comes out, if they found what was in his room,
yeah,
I think that would have been totally fine.
The thing is...
Could have saved a life or two. No, a life.
No. The teacher.
Yeah, that's the only one.
And his own life.
Yeah.
Anyway, and whoever he killed on the way. So...
Not important to tell.
Yeah. So I think that they wanted to bring him in this chaos to make him seem kind of like a bad guy because he's getting on Benson's case and she's taking phone calls and he's like, I'll wait again. So that was my Peter Gallagher voice. Nope.
That was interesting.
I don't know what it was. That was a voice. Okay, so Peter Gallagher's there. I'm excited. I can't wait to see where it goes. He was kind of just a pain in the butt this episode.
Yeah, but I liked it. It was a pain that needed to be there.
Yeah.
Because someone needs to slap Benson out of her baby dream world.
Right.
And kind of realize this is what's going on. We need to protect other lives. If you can't handle it, let me know.
Yeah.
Meaning Amaro. Another thing, Amaro being the one that she's like, hey, can you take over? I need to go check something. And then he calls her like, hey, there's, press is showing up. So is that, again, I guess you're right about the whole Amaro and Rollins are going to be the two power couple, like Benson and Stabler were.
Well.
Dun dun.
There it is. That's a perfect moment. Guys, I want to tell you guys something really important. We clearly love this show. We have so much still to talk about, so much to cover, so I'm going to do this real quick. all we want from you, our fans, to thank you is one thing, but also we want you to go onto iTunes, rate and review us, give us a 5-star rating if you like us, give us a 4-star rating if you don't, and leave a comment. Let us know if you like us, if you don't, whatever, and we'll give you a shout out. No, let us know, or whatever. Ugh, anyway. Okay, let's talk about what's happening.
Do we have any shout-outs for anyone on iTunes?
I didn't have a chance to check because I was so frustrated with this episode.
That's
sorry.
cool. No, I completely understand.
You have YouTube shout-outs?
I have someone that's chatting with me in the AFTERBUZZ chat room.
Do it.
EDM 702000. I think that's 7D2000.
Okay.
That's all. Just want to say hey. We're just chatting. He says, yes, always unhandcuff or untie people. Yeah.
Awesome.
And he wouldn't have believed that Rollins would have kissed him in that moment if he was in that situation. And I replied, I hope you're never in that situation.
He doesn't think that Rollins would have kissed?
He doesn't believe that in that moment he wouldn't have believed that she wanted to kiss him.
Oh, if he were,
I
got it.
Yeah, Holden. So therefore, let's hope.
Let's never wonder what it would be like if we were Holden.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, let's talk about Elliot Rodger, who this character is based on. For those who are unaware, because you weren't around in May on this planet, it was May. That's why it's too soon. It was May.
Can I argue with you about why I don't think it is too soon?
Sure, and then I'll explain what happened.
Okay, that's great. I don't... Okay, you actually go ahead. Tell us what happened.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Elliot Rodger was a student who had dropped out of school. In fact, if you go to Wikipedia and look up the 2014 Isla Vista killings, that's who it is. In fact, he killed 6 people and wounded over 13 people because he was a 22-year-old virgin, because he believed that the whole world was out to get him and that he would never get a woman because he's a good guy and, you know, only bad guys get the girl, and that women owed him something. So he went out and killed a bunch of people. He went to a sorority house and tried to shoot up the sorority house. Unfortunately for him.
Okay, I was like, oh.
Not unfortunately. For him, there was no one in the sorority house, so he just started shooting people in the street. He had multiple guns. His parents tried to tell the police. This is what I liked about the connection with the story, is that the parents knew something was wrong. And Holden's parents said that he was somewhere on the spectrum and that he needed some help. And Elliot's parents went to the police and were like, there's something wrong, you need to talk to him. And when they met with him, they said he seemed like a normal, boys will be boys type of guy. This story happened in May of this year, as I said, and he left a manifesto. It was 171 pages, I believe, and it was called My Twisted World. And there was a video that he posted online right before he started killing everyone, and it was called Elliot Rodger's Retribution, where he talked about why he's doing this and that he's going to make everyone pay for the fact that he was a virgin. That was his biggest problem. This then sparked into the whole #YesAllWomen conversation online. It became a huge thing. It was a response to the #NotAllMen, which is not a new meme. It was something that's been around for a while, but it really brought out... it really came out during this time. For those who aren't aware, because you're not big on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, #YesAllWomen is talking about how, yes, all women have been the victim of some sort of assault in some way, or yes, all women have been victimized in one way or another, in catcalling, in, you know, being grabbed at a bar, in being hit on, and then when told no, the person is not listening. In response to the not all men are like that. And I think one of the strongest posts that went around was, not all men are like that, but yes, all women have felt that from a man. So that is the Elliot Rodger situation in a nutshell. Roya, why do you think that it's not too soon?
One, because they are promoting in between breaks and even different networks on USA a lot, no more.
We will get to that in the news.
Also, because this will give people kind of an ideal... There's a lot of people who watch Law & Order SVU who don't know what's going on the West Coast. This affects you very deeply because you are from Northern California, correct?
But it was in Santa Barbara.
Santa Barbara, yes, I know. But
Okay,
you
yes.
were, it affects you because you knew people, like, personally. It had a real effect on you.
But it was
this event.
It was heard about all over the world. It wasn't just heard about in California.
No, I understand.
Okay.
But there's a good amount of people that do watch entertainment and don't realize a lot of these headlines that Law and Order does actually does exist and happens. So this is a good way for people to educate themselves, like what you just did and you told us about the situation, about why it's serious. And if you ever know anybody in that situation where they're a little bit off, you can tell someone, like, say something. If you see something, say something.
Yeah.
That's why I think, and Law and Order has always done headlines, rips from the headlines. Is it too soon if it's a rape one?
I just feel like this is something that happened.
It's a terrible, tragic event.
Yeah.
I am not condoning
I'm
that.
not saying that they shouldn't have done the story. I definitely think they should have done the story, for sure. I think it's October, and this happened in May. Also, for anyone who's seen Elliot Rodgers' video, it is so difficult to watch. He is so... The first video that we see of Holden's in this is almost word for word taken from there. A lot of his videos in this episode were things said in the Retribution video taken and put into the story. And they had him speak in a way that sounds like Elliot. They had him, the way he, it wasn't just the words, it was literally the way his sentence was, the way he paused and the way he emphasized different words was very similar. And it's terrifying.
So how is this different if it was based on a sexual assault that that happened?
I just think it was too soon. That's all. I just think they should. I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying maybe if they would have waited,
It still would have stung, though.
Next half of the season, it would have stung, but it wouldn't have been as uncomfortable. It's like the wound has just begun to heal, and they were like, "Nope," and kept going.
It's a reminder, I feel like. And the way I completely understand what you're saying. I feel, because there are a lot of comments online and saying how they shouldn't have posted this. I'm so disappointed in Law and Order. Like, why are you ripping from the headlines? Like, this is, like you just said, too soon. But really, it's also entertainment, too. I mean, not this whole thing. Like, whoa.
Were you entertained?
Yeah. No, I mean, the way they shot it, the way they filmed it, the scenes, the acting, everything was very real.
Yes.
And it wasn't half-assed.
Yeah.
If it was half-assed and they ripped it from the headline, it was a terrible replica of it, then I'd be a little bit offended.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I get what you're saying. They did do a really great job of telling the story. It was really hard to watch because it's so recent, because it just happened, and because the conversation, the yes all women and not all men conversation that blew up online after this horrific incident is still ongoing. And I think, a lot of things have come out of it, and there are a lot of stories that should be talked about and brought up. And it really just, I personally think it was too soon. I think given it a few months, February sweeps would have been an acceptable time.
But then that would have been, they were using it for entertainment value.
I see what you're saying. That it would,
I feel like that use of it would have been completely more
inappropriate.
Yes, because they're trying to use it as a benefit for themselves.
Interesting.
What do you guys think on YouTube or online? Was it too soon, or was it kind of, did it bring light to a situation you didn't know about?
Yeah, let us know, please.
And real quick, I just wanted to mention, I meant to say this during the discussion of the episode.
Yeah.
I don't know why I air quoted it.
Because it was a discussion.
Yes. The fact when Holden at the end, before he gets shot, his outfit, it reminded me of Dexter a little bit. Because Dexter, when he's on his hunt, he had like the brown and like the khakis.
The Dexter's kill suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone caught that, but
I just wonder if the costume designer was like, what will he wear at the end? Ooh, Dexter.
Right? Like, maybe in his mind, he thinks he's, a hero and he's evil, but no one will understand. But he's got the darkness inside of him that he can't get out. Dexter.
Sure.
And we'll make it a terrible ending for the show. No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't like the show ended with another video, a video of him happy. It did not like it.
What was the quote? Do you remember that quote? I'm trying to find it.
It's better to live in infamy than to die in The shadows die unknown, die something like that.
It's a big word.
It's a big. it's a very important quote. I know the first half.
Was that actually in his video?
That I don't know. For those who don't know this, the video is kind of long, and I could not. The actual video from Elliot Rodger, I could not sit through more than 2 minutes. It's very unsettling. It's very uncomfortable. It's just him sitting and talking, and the words that he's saying and the way that he speaks is heart-wrenching. You have the quote.
Yeah, it's better to live a life of infamy than a life of obscurity.
Obscurity.
I can't speak.
I got you.
Meow, meow. Meow, meow.
Well.
And, oh, damn, you threw me off there.
Because I said well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great. Because we still have so much to talk about, I want to get into the news.
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
So we have a lot of news. The first thing I want to talk about is if we get the picture thrown up, we have some guest stars coming up for
on
November sweeps. No, not on our show. On SVU, we have some guest stars. We have The Walking Dead's Chad Coleman and Megan Good. That's right. They're coming to SVU.
Wait, she's on Walking Dead?
No, he's on Walking Dead. They're coming to SVU for November sweeps. For the NFL domestic violence episode.
Yes!
So
I will explain it all to you, Yael. Don't worry.
He's playing football something, and she's the girlfriend that he's beating. So what's interesting is that we just had a sport themed ripped from the headline story, and it seems that they are going to, for November sweeps, have another sport ripped from the headline story, which I think is going to, I have a fear that it's going to be similar to, it's going to be the story that we all thought it was.
Yeah.
The Ray Rice story.
Right, but now we can actually see it. And apparently there's been in the news a hockey player who's been banned for life for domestic abuse.
Oh.
Yeah. Just want to throw that out there.
Sports, guys.
NFL apparently did not pick up on that. That was a Twitter by Ryan Hooks, one of our hosts here, that mentioned that. So
awesome. I have some real SVU news and some updates. So real SVU news, the comedian Hannibal Buress, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your last name, sir. He's a comedian and a writer, and you've seen him on things, and he's written for a lot of stuff. He just said during some show that Bill Cosby, allegedly raped a bunch of women, and apparently Hannibal says during his show that you can Google in 2006. You're Googling it.
I'm gonna Google it.
Bill Cosby settled with a woman for a sexual assault case, and her lawyer said that they had 13 women who would testify that they were sexually assaulted by Bill Cosby.
What?
Yeah. Mind blowing. Also, for those who are unaware of
Who's in it for the Jello?
Oh,
sorry, too soon. Way too soon.
Not too soon, but ridiculous. Also, for those who don't know, Django Unchained star or actress, not star, but Django Unchained actress Danielle Watts. She posted, her and her boyfriend posted this thing online saying that she was targeted by the LAPD for racial profiling because she's African American and her boyfriend is white, and they were kissing, and then she got arrested for prostitution. Turns out that's not true at all. It was released that she was actually targeted by the police because of lewd activity with her boyfriend. In fact, she was giving him a BJ in her car.
Oh, that sounds like an episode we've just seen.
Yeah.
But it was an underage girl.
Yeah. It happened to her, and therefore she was arrested, but she instead then claimed that they were racially profiling her for being in an interracial relationship. So that's some exciting news. Also, a Stephen Collins update, guys, just because it's necessary. There's no charges are being filed at this point. Statute of limitations may have ruined that opportunity, but his career is basically dead. There's an amazing article that's out about the timeline of what happened, how these accusations may have come up years ago, and that his career is essentially dead. So I can share that with people on Twitter if they'd like to read about Stephen Collins' dead career. Also, a Kesha update.
Ooh.
Apparently, in last week we talked about Kesha, who is claiming that her manager, who is Dr. Luke to her? Agent, manager?
Her producer. Yeah.
Someone. Dr. Luke allegedly gave her drugs and sexually assaulted her. Apparently in 2011, she gave testimony denying that he ever did any of that.
Oh, great.
So who knows what that will do now. Also, we talked about the No More campaign, which is really important to the SVU producers and Mariska, of course. And I have some videos from the No More campaign because USA Network just had a No More Excuses marathon.
Mm-hmm. I was watching that. I was like, yeah, look, it's on TV. You say it's never on anymore. It's on.
It was on one day this weekend, which is ridiculous. It used to be on all weekend.
I don't know, man.
CSI.
Every time I change to USA channel, it's on. I don't know.
Whatever. They started playing CSI. So I want to show us some No More campaign videos. We have two.
No more, it's none of my business.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was flirting with him.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, boys will be boys.
No more, I'll say something next time.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
I wonder if they had the Seventh Heaven guy on there before.
No. We have one more video, if we
No
could.
more, it's none of my business.
What?
No more.
That's not
he
it.
didn't mean it.
Holding? Not Holden.
Did you hear about Lori Holden? Well, he's loading that up.
No.
You know the actress from The Walking Dead?
Uh-huh.
She apparently was a part of an Operation Underground Railroad that targets sex traffickers. Yeah.
Oh.
And so she saved like 55 women.
Wow.
Girls, yeah.
That's amazing. Kudos to her. Let's check out this other video.
Well, she was drunk.
Boys will be boys. I'm sure they'll work it out.
You warned her.
She was asking for it.
Why doesn't she just leave? It's time to end domestic violence and sexual assault once and for all.
Yeah, that one last question. Why doesn't she just leave?
It's not her responsibility to leave. He should be taken care of.
Thank you.
That is
Okay.
That is the answer. So that is the No More campaign. You can go to nomore.org for more information about that. That is all my news. I think it's time for predictions. Seizure.
And now, your AfterBuzz
Come on, Yael.
TV predictions.
So we see in the preview for next week, a student is raped by multiple students and it's videotaped. And then it turns out that she may or may not be a porn star. Is she a victim? Was she really raped? Those are the questions.
No more.
No more. I agree. And I think that I'm really excited to see next week because I love it when next week being tomorrow, when they tackle topics like this. Because they always do this. They always have a woman. It looks like a very cut and dry, clearly she was raped situation. And then someone brings something up and you're like, but it doesn't matter. And I cannot wait to talk about it. What are your predictions?
I'm not really sure what to predict just because I feel like we've seen an episode like this, but because of their campaign for No More, I feel like it's going to have a gigantic twist.
Yeah.
That's my prediction. A gigantic twist.
Shock. Shock.
Yeah, no, I think it will be the end result. I feel like will be the boys are cleared. They will not go to jail.
Really?
Yes.
That's horrible.
I agree, but no more.
That's so... that makes me really sad.
I'm just saying that I think that's how this is going to turn out because we've seen it always positive, being like, well, at least you stood up for yourself.
Right.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm talking like that.
I don't either. I think Benson is going... Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait, the prediction about the season, I have one about Benson, so go ahead.
I think next episode, because Benson's still dealing with this baby nonsense, I think she's going to be so distracted by this child, she's going to F up the case for this girl. And that's why they're going to get away with it.
So you kind of agree with me.
I kind of...
This is weird.
I think
agreed?
If they get away with it, it'll be because Benson is too distracted by this baby.
That's fair.
I think that the show is setting up Amaro and Rollins to be the new Benson and Stabler, which makes me sad. I think that last season we lost Munch and Cregan. And I think that they've been talking about it for years, that Mariska wants to take a break from the show.
But she's a producer on this season. Mm-hmm. Have you noticed that on the title? Like, maybe she'll be a director. She'll still be a part of it.
Oh, I'm sure she'll still be a part of it. I know that the year that she had a baby, the year that Stabler left, that year was supposed to take the second half of the season. She was going to be in barely any episodes, but because we knew that he was leaving, she was in pretty much every episode.
To ease the pain for us viewers.
And so I think that she's been trying to ease out of the show, not because she wants to leave. And I have no insider information. I just want to clarify that I don't know. This is a prediction. Yeah, this is a prediction.
An opinion.
Yeah. That because she's been trying to ease off the show a bit, I think that they're setting up Rollins and Amaro.
So what you're trying to tell me is that she's going to have free time to come on our after show.
From New York. Yes. Yes, she's going to have free time to fly over.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. I think also...
Do you think it would last? If she did leave the show, it would be kind of like a spin-off in a way for Amaro and Rollins.
Right.
Do you think they could carry the show?
I'm going to be honest. The original Law & Order lasted 20-something seasons. The original detectives left at some point, and everybody was new by the end. I think it will be able to do it.
You think so?
I think Law & Order has a track record and a way to do it that they just keep the show going forever.
I would still be very heartbroken if Benson left.
Oh, the fans would riot, for sure. Do you think she's leaving?
Yeah, so this is my prediction. I think she's going to choose the baby over her career.
Okay. Sorry.
Well, no, it's going to set up Rollins and Amaro to be able to take it on themselves. Amaro might even get the position because the chief is like, you are distracted. Who do you recommend? Amaro. Even though Amaro has the complete he's got issues.
He's such a bad track record, though.
But Ice-T, really think Ice-T is going to be the one?
No, I think they're going to put...
Mustache Man? Well, no more mustache.
Yeah, where did he disappear to?
Yeah, he wasn't in this episode.
Nope. I think that, which makes me believe that maybe... No, I take it back. I was going to say maybe this episode was supposed to be later in the season. They decided to move it the way they did with the original. The other episodes that we talked about were too soon.
Maybe they didn't.
I don't think so. I don't think so because we knew that Peter Gallagher was coming with his eyebrows.
Yeah.
So maybe Mariska's going to become captain and move to Cregan's spot and just be there to yell at them.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. There wasn't enough Barba in this episode. I'm going to be honest.
He wasn't even in it, was he?
No, and I want more of him.
He will be in the next episode for sure.
For sure, but I think he is an underrated ADA, whatever he is.
Yeah,
I think he is, and I want more.
You'll get more, Yael.
Yeah. Anything you want to add?
I thought this was a good episode, even though you say it's too soon. I still think it was really good.
It was great. It was really hard to watch.
You gotta play on the heartstrings to be able to make it a good episode.
Sure. I'll take it. On that note, Roya, why don't you tell the people where they can find you at home?
You can find me. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what that was. I wasn't even close to it.
Nope.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Hey Roya. That's HeyRoya. And I'm also on the Saturday Night Live after show. This is bring up the moment a little bit, make it happier, right? Talk about SNL. So, Yael, where can they find you?
Thanks, Roya. The people can find me online at yael.tv. That's YAEL.tv. There you'll find info about the beautiful stylings from Siren's Boudoir. You will also find all the other shows I do here, which is a lot. So check those out. Arrow, Happy Land. Witches of Eastern.
Stop.
Doctor Who sometimes.
Cut it. All right. Just kidding.
Also, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Google Plus at Yael Tygiel. That's YAELTYGIEL. And we will see you next week for an all-new, very exciting SVU.
Dun, dun.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.